All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma. The headlines. Government convenes all-party meeting today ahead of winter session of Parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's G20 presidency is a unique opportunity to showcase the country's strengths to the world. Nation pays homage to architect of Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, on his 67th Mahaparinirvana Divas. Union Minister Piyush Goyal says India must strive to become global capital of millets. Sri Lanka President Ranil Wickremesinghe seeks India's help to emulate white revolution in the island nation. And in football, Brazil and Croatia enter quarterfinals of FIFA World Cup. The government has convened an all-party meeting today ahead of the winter session of Parliament. In the meeting, the centre will seek cooperation from all political parties for smooth functioning of both the Houses of Parliament during the session. The winter session of Parliament will begin tomorrow and will continue till the 29th of December. The session will have 17 sittings spread over 23 days. Earlier, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi had expressed hope for a constructive debate and discussion on legislative business during the session. The winter session of Parliament begins tomorrow. On the eve of the session, News Services Division of All India Radio will bring you special discussions tonight at 9:30 p.m. on issues before Parliament in English and Sansad Ke Samaksh Mudde in Hindi. Members of Parliament and spokespersons from recognized national parties will be participating and sharing with us the issues that the parties want to discuss in the upcoming winter session. Issues Before Parliament program can be heard on FM Rainbow channel and Sansad Ke Samaksh Mudde program can be heard on FM Gold, Indraprasth and AIR Live News 24/7 channels from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired an all-party meeting yesterday to discuss aspects relating to India's G20 presidency. The meeting witnessed participation from political leaders across the length and breadth of India. The Prime Minister stated that India's G20 presidency belongs to the entire nation and is a unique opportunity to showcase India's strengths to the entire world. Mr. Modi also pointed out that there is global curiosity and attraction towards India today, which further increases the potential of India's G20 presidency. He emphasized the importance of teamwork and sought the cooperation of all leaders in the organization of various G20 events. Mr. Modi pointed out that the G20 presidency would help showcase parts of India beyond the conventional big metros, bringing out the uniqueness of each part of the nation. The Prime Minister took note of the potential for promoting tourism and boosting the local economies of the venues where G20 meetings would be organized. Various political leaders shared their insights on India's G20 presidency, including former Prime Minister H.D. Deve Gowda, J.P. Nadda, Mallikarjun Kharge, Mamata Banerjee, Naveen Patnaik, Arvind Kejriwal, Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, Sitaram Yechuri and Chandrababu Naidu. Brief interventions were made by Home Minister and Finance Minister. A detailed presentation of aspects of India's G20 priorities was also made. In Gujarat, more than 64% polling has been reported in the second and final phase of assembly elections. The Election Commission has said that barring a few minor incidents, polling remained peaceful and error-free. The counting of votes will take place on Thursday. We have more from our correspondent.
EVMs are now kept under high security in strong rooms and they are being monitored continuously. Election Commission as well as district administration across the state are giving final touch to the preparations for counting. Although the polling percentage this time is less than previous elections, but people from rural and tribal areas participated enthusiastically in the festival of democracy. Districts like Banaskantha and Sabarkantha voted more than 70%, while urban areas like Ahmedabad lagged behind with lowest percent of turnout in final phase of elections yesterday. With Manas Pratim Sharma, this is Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
The counting of votes for the assembly elections of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh will take place on Thursday. Counting of votes for by-polls held in 6 assembly constituencies and 1 Lok Sabha seat in 5 states will also be taken up on the same day.
Janadesh 2022.
Results of assembly elections in Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh.
On Thursday, the 8th of December 2022. Stay tuned for result updates every hour in our program Janadesh 2022 from 10 a.m.
Special program in Hindi, Surkhiyon Mein, on discussion and analysis of results from 7:10 p.m. to 7:20 p.m.
In English, Spotlight program Roundup of election results from 9:15 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Special program on bilingual discussion and analysis from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Tune into FM Gold, Rajdhani Channel and National Network of All India Radio. Also, live on News on AIR app.
Union Minister Piyush Goyal has said that India must strive to become the global capital of millets. Addressing Millets Smart Nutritive Food Conclave in New Delhi, he said that this conclave and the first international buyer-seller meet on millets will help prepare the country for the International Year of Millets 2023. Mr. Goyal said that the UN has accepted 2023 as the International Year of Millets at India's request, which was endorsed by over 70 countries. Last year, United Nations General Assembly UNGA adopted a resolution tabled by India along with Bangladesh, Kenya, Nepal, Nigeria, Russia and Senegal to mark 2023 as the International Year of Millets. Referring to India's presidency of G20 and Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO, he said that this mantle of leadership clearly reflected India's growing stature on the world stage. Mr. Goyal points out that India had celebrated its Year of Millets in 2018 and said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had consistently promoted millets as a food that will help take nutrition to the remotest parts of India and the world.
Let's all work together in mainstreaming the millet story. Let's all work together to take this product global and make it a globally acceptable high protein produce to solve the problems of malnutrition and starvation that many parts of the world continue to face. Let's take this opportunity to make India, which already produces 20% of the global production at 3 million tons, let's become the global capital of millets and make this a staple food also within the country and across the world.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Nation pays homage to Bharat Ratna Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on his 67th Mahaparinirvana Divas today. A number of functions are being organized all over the country to highlight the contribution of Dr. Ambedkar in nation building. Eminent dignitaries and parliamentarians will offer tributes to the architect of the Constitution at his statue in the Parliament House complex in New Delhi. Lakhs of followers from all over the country are gathered at Chaityabhumi in Dadar in Mumbai to pay tributes to the great leader. A report.
BMC has provided civic services and facilities including toilets, bathrooms, sitting arrangements, electricity and mobile charging stations in the Chaityabhumi area, Shivaji Park, Dadar Railway Station, Hindu Colony, Babasaheb Ambedkar College of Wadala and Lokmanya Tilak Terminus at Kurla. Temporary residence facilities are also provided by the BMC in 6 municipal schools in Dadar area. On the occasion, BMC published a booklet on the inspirational work of Dr. Ambedkar and preparations for Mahaparinirvana Day yesterday. This booklet will be provided free of cost to the followers of Dr. Ambedkar. An e-copy of this brochure is also available on the website of BMC. With Shailesh Ativale, Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
Sri Lanka President Ranil Wickremesinghe has asked for Indian assistance to emulate White Revolution in the island nation. National Dairy Development Board and AMUL will be providing technical support to the Indian neighbour to double its milk production. Mr. Wickremesinghe has appointed a committee which will work with NDDB to prepare short, medium and long-term plans to increase local milk production. India is the world's largest milk producer with 22% of global production. More from our correspondent.
With India as the world's largest milk producer, it is a foregone conclusion that India's expertise is most sought after. Although Sri Lanka's earlier efforts to boost milk production have yielded a 34% increase from 2015 to 2021, it is far from achieving self-sufficiency. A bulk of dairy requirements are imported, with annual dairy imports into the country of 22 million at over $300 million. In the midst of an acute economic crisis, Sri Lanka had imposed restrictions on several items including dairy. Yesterday's meeting at the Presidential Secretariat with NDDB officials was a step in the direction to achieve self-sufficiency in milk production. Ahmed Moin Faruqi for AIR News from Colombo.
In FIFA World Cup football, Brazil crushed South Korea 4-1 and secured their spot in the 2022 World Cup quarterfinals at Stadium 974 in Ras Abu Abud, Doha, Qatar last night. Earlier, Croatia secured their spot in the 2022 World Cup quarterfinals after defeating Japan 3-1 on penalties after both sides were levelled 1-1 round of 16 draw at the end of scheduled play time at the Al Janoub Stadium, Qatar.
Brazil made a strong statement in their quest for a sixth World Cup with a brutal 4-1 demolition of South Korea in the round of 16. They went in at the half-time 4-0 up at it could easily have been 7 or 8. Yes, South Korea made a mistake by pushing so far up the pitch and leaving so few players back, but Brazil exploited it. They dominated the entire show after Vinicius' opening goal, quickly followed by Neymar penalty. In fact, Brazil paid the best tribute to Erling Pele by their glittering display of art of Latino theater soccer. Earlier, Croatia won the first penalty shootout at the 2022 World Cup to progress to the quarterfinals in Qatar by beating Japan 3-1. Japan missed 3 spot kicks during the shootout while Croatia missed 1. Croatia's goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic saved 3. The penalty shootout came after 1-1 draw in normal time. With Pratyush Ghosh, this is Raina, AIR News, New Delhi.
Today, in another round of 16 match, Morocco will take on Spain at the Education City Stadium in Qatar at 8:30 p.m. Indian time. For the first time since the COVID outbreak in March 2020, India is all set to resume the e-visa facility for UK citizens travelling to India. High Commissioner of India to UK, Vikram K. Doraiswamy, said that the service will be made available to the citizens forthwith and the dates will be announced shortly. He further added that the resumption of the facility will enable friends from the UK to travel far more easily to India. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Saira Mujtaba.
Thank you, Sunil. India-Germany Inc. migration agreement with respect to ease of travel for research, study and work. Jaishankar defends Russian oil purchase, reports The Hindu. While hearing a PIL, the Supreme Court has noted that forced religious conversion went against the Constitution and the purpose of charity should not be religious conversion, writes the Tribune. BS3 petrol, BS4 diesel vehicles banned in NCR with immediate effect, reports Hindustan Times. BCCI marks a first, women umpires in Ranji Trophy soon, headlines the Indian Express. Britain's opposition Labour Party vows to abolish House of Lords and bring reforms, reports the Asian Age. The death of author Dominique Lapierre has been reported on the front page of many dailies. City of Joy creator dies, headlines The Pioneer. And finally, Goblin Mode is Oxford Dictionary's word of the year, with the runner-up being metaverse, writes the Times of India.
Thank you, Saira. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government convenes all-party meeting today ahead of winter session of Parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's G20 presidency is a unique opportunity to showcase the country's strengths to the world. Nation pays homage to architect of Indian Constitution Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on his 67th Mahaparinirvana Divas. Union Minister Piyush Goyal says India must strive to become global capital of millets. Sri Lanka President Ranil Wickremesinghe seeks India's help to emulate white revolution in the island nation. And in football, Brazil and Croatia enter quarterfinals of FIFA World Cup. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.